Why, good morning. It's Motivation Mornings with Marnie and Melissa. I'm Melissa Houston. I'm a health insurance specialist in Victoria, BC, and I feel pretty prepared for Christmas right now.
Ooh, well done. Ooh, that's fantastic. And good morning, everybody. My name's Marnie Dangerfield, and I'm a wellness coach and advocate right here in Victoria, BC as well. And I'm grateful for Christmas cards coming in the mail. Yeah. Sorry, trees, but I love the Christmas cards coming in the mail.
As do I. It's a nice surprise to see.
Yeah, there's always nice messages and pretty pictures. So
Find ways to reuse them in the future, and that makes
exactly,
it a little
yeah.
sustainable. Yeah. Yes. So, did you want to go over our agenda, Marnie?
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, I'm just transfixed by this image.
Oh, I guess I normally talk about that, don't I? Never mind. I'll do that first. We are looking at instrumental Christmas music with fireplace 24/7, relaxing Christmas songs for sleep.
Oh,
Posted by Nathan Stevenson, and that's a Stevenson with a PH. Sleep meditation music. And obviously, we don't have the music part, but it's a lovely morning, cozy image that I hope anyone who doesn't actually celebrate Christmas doesn't mind just the warm feelings that I hope this brings forth.
exactly. Like I just instantly, when I saw it, was like, oh, comfy, cozy. And then with the lights, it's just so beautiful. So appreciate you getting these every week. Oh, so beautiful. So our agenda, we always like to start out with our value statement. So we'll do that in a second. And then Melissa's going to share a daily inspiration, her inspiration, and then I will. And then luck of all lucks, this is the week that Melissa shares a financial wellness tip. So I'm very excited about that. I got my pen and paper handy. And then we'll share our contact information and round it all up with the motivational quote at the end.
Yeah. All right. So today we gather
In the spirit of possibility,
in support of community
to encourage holistic well-being,
to empower our authentic selves,
to share appreciation,
to express compassion.
and to enjoy this gift of life.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. I'm going first.
Well, throw a curveball at you this morning.
That's okay. That's okay. Actually, I was trying to think about it, and I feel like maybe you had mentioned this before, Marnie. I'm not sure if it was a full-on inspiration or if it was just mentioned in passing. So please indulge me if you have already brought up this topic. Um, but I am inspired this week by Huga, Huga, Huga? The Danish Norwegian word for kind of coziness. I'll get into the definition, but it's spelled Hyggge. Is this ringing a bell, Marty? Did you bring this up at some point?
I don't believe I did, but I do know of it. So this is
Oh,
great that you're talking about it.
I think it is Huga. Is that how you know how to pronounce it?
Well, I honestly don't know how to say it properly, so I don't want to say. I know I've said higgy, but I don't think that's right. So I like the way you're saying it.
I actually looked up another YouTube video on how to pronounce it, and there's a very nice European man trying to show you how to pronounce it like a really authentic way, and I still don't know if I'm quite saying it properly. Anyways, the concept is the important part, not how you pronounce it. And it became very popular, or at least more well known in North America. I'd say, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago or so. And but I'm gonna just tell everyone about it in case you've never heard of it. And I am taking some of this information from an article from Self Magazine called I Practice Hygge, and it's kind of the best thing ever by Anne Roderick Jones. And she actually talks to the author of a book called The Little Book of Hygge, Danish Secrets to Happy Living. And get this, Marnie, I thought you'd be happy about this. He's also the CEO of the Happiness Research Institute in Copenhagen.
Oh, yes.
How are we not all working at the Happiness
I
Research?
know. Oh my goodness. I'm going to look that up.
And that author's name is Mike Wiking. Wiking. I might need to post links about this. There's
Say.
spelling involved this morning. Okay, so Hygge. It's been called everything from the art of creating intimacy to coziness of the soul and even cocoa by candlelight. Key ingredients are togetherness, relaxation, indulgence, presence, and comfort. So I don't know. I'm just feeling really motivated to make this holiday season very Hygge.
Oh, yes.
Just nestling in coziness is really what I'm feeling like.
Oh, for sure. And it's just, the winter season is just so ideal for that too, right? It's what we're as as natural beings, it's our natural. So it's I'm so excited.
Yeah, because it is very what's the word? Hibernative kind of like that too. Good for hibernating.
Mm-hmm.
So in the article, it says, if you are trying to plan a perfect Hygge day, make sure that you have enough time and not be in a hurry and focus on simple pleasures. For instance, let a good stew simmer for hours while you read a good book and enjoy a nice cup of tea. Also keep it old school, board games over computer games. And you also creating the perfect environment is important. So they one of the key parts is flickering light. So when Danes are asked what they most associate with Hygge, 85% will say candles.
Oh.
So I am going to have to find ways to have a little more candlelight this season, safely with my cats that like to run all over the place.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see what I can do because I like light. And it also calls for a comfortable blanket and loungewear like socks, sweaters, and leggings. And eating is about indulging mindfully.
Yes.
So giving yourself a break from the demands of healthy living, but taking time to bake, savor, and enjoy the process of it. So it's all about savoring, just slowness, savoring.
Oh, I love all of this.
I'm like, why aren't we doing more of this?
Yes, like this makes sense. Oh, fabulous inspiration.
Yeah, so that's sort of what I'm going to be trying to curate this experience this holiday season.
Oh, I'm going to piggyback on that too, because that's yes. Do all of that.
I just realized we didn't welcome people. Hey, people.
Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I did not type in the chat function. Anyone who is on here live. Hello and good morning.
Good morning. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Maggie.
Sorry, Maggie.
Good morning.
Really appreciate you being here. Sorry.
I was just so ready to dive in. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love too how with the image we have in the background, we've got the flashing lights with the light bulbs, but also with the fireplace that goes along with your inspiration. And
totally does. It fits.
doing all that.
Maggie, if you want to say and share anything that's motivating you this morning, please feel free. If anyone's watching the recording, feel free to share yours on our YouTube recording too in the comments section or on our Facebook page, because even finding out afterwards, we'd love to hear about what's happening with you.
Yes, definitely.
All right. What's up with you?
All right. So for me, and I'll probably post the link to this article under when you share the post on Facebook too with what you post. But I saw an article yesterday that was being shared on Facebook, and it's about the new Prime Minister of Iceland, and calling for prioritizing well-being of citizens over GDP. It was like, yes. So basically prioritizing sustainability and family time over obsessing about economic growth. And so this is, a leader of a country. And then it goes on to mention that she and the Scottish first minister and then the Prime Minister of New Zealand are all working on an agenda to promote an agenda focused on well-being, and is called for an alternative future based on well-being and inclusive growth.
Wow.
So this was just like, yes. So to see some leaders in the world focusing on this, and so I'm excited to see that they're doing this, and I did, ripple effect could there be? Because it just makes sense that we look after ourselves and our planets, but the focus tends to always be on economic growth and such. So to see a shift in that is inspiring, and so I'm very excited. And I also think it's it's so great that governments and leaders are stepping up for this, and that it's a reminder for all of us that we also have our own personal responsibilities for our well-being, looking after our well-being, and both for ourselves and for the planet. So anyway, seeing that article and seeing some leaders of the world uniting for well-being and sustainability, just yes, very inspiring for me. So
Yeah, that's so awesome to see a shift in priorities.
yes.
That seems to have not changed maybe ever.
Well, no, I know that's the thing. So it's like for there to actually be just this little, I mean, it's not even little, but that there is a shift.
Mhm.
I find, and it's, it just happens to be female leaders, but that doesn't mean male leaders can't get on board too. So, yeah, I'm excited that it's being discussed and that it's becoming a priority for.
I would
Yeah,
love to see how that progresses and how they change policies and like their budget and yeah, how
exactly.
that rolls out. That'll be really interesting and
Hmm.
cool. Thanks, Marnie.
Oh, and thank you, Maggie, for commenting. That's awesome. I'm
Maybe feeling excited and motivated for the new year.
Yes.
All right. Financial wellness tip.
Woohoo.
Well, this is going to be a graduated thing. So it's really going to be dependent on how in depth, how motivated you are to go in depth with this. But the end of the year is always a great time to reflect on the prior year's spending. I find a lot of people nowadays either use debit cards or credit cards to buy stuff. So, as opposed to cash, I mean. And so, our statements, our monthly statements, are a treasure trove of information to show us how we have been spending our money and shows you everything really dates amounts where it's going. So depending on how much time and effort you want to spend, you could go through it all, categorize it, and really give yourself a clear view of what you've been spending your money on, what categories, because sometimes we lose track of that. We often spend more money than we realize, especially when we are using cards, because it's all just invisible, really. You don't see the cash leaving your hands. So if you wanted to do a deep dive, that would be a really good thing to do to get clarity on how you've been spending your money. But if you don't have the time or even the motivation to do that at this time of year, I recommend doing something simpler. I say have a look through your regular expenses. Try to find one thing that you spend money on, say monthly or on a regular basis, that you don't necessarily need to. Like it's something in the past that you signed up for, or just got into a habit or routine of buying, and maybe it was serving a purpose that was really valuable and beneficial at some point in your past, but it's not so relevant anymore and you don't really need it anymore. So I encourage you to at least have a look for that and stop spending money where you don't, where it's not necessary or providing as much value as that money could be spent either on something else or in saving for the future. So that is my tip for today.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Because if we don't know where the money's going, it's yeah.
And I know it's scary. Some people find it scary because there's accountability at that point. Once you see where your money is going, then you feel like, oh, I have to make changes, and change can be difficult and scary. So I think that's why some people aren't motivated to do it very often, but it's a really good idea because like the Starbucks example, for instance, that's a very common one where people are like, oh, it's just a few dollars once a week or a couple times a week. And then you see how much it adds up to over a year and you're like, wow, like I could have done a lot more than just get coffee. That money. And I'm speaking from experience. I did that at one point where my husband and I would go for walks. We would go and get Starbucks at the beginning of our walk and have it for our walk. And eventually I looked at how much it was costing. And I said, you know what, this is silly. I'm going to go buy a coffee machine. And in the long run, it will save us a lot of money. We'll just make the coffee before we leave. So that is my own personal anecdote, the Starbucks story.
Well, it's such an important share because it's one of those, we're not necessarily, I mean, it's this whole self-awareness thing and it can be uncomfortable at the same time. It can be so empowering because it's like, once you have that realization, like, oh, wait, like this chunk of money could be put into savings or investing or something, a bigger vision down the road. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, good point. It is empowering because really you have control over that spend. And so, yeah, be mindful and thoughtful and what's the word I'm looking for? Not attentive.
Intentional, yeah.
With intention, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Melissa. That's fantastic. As always. Good notes.
Welcome. All right, wrapping up for the day. Here is our contact information. If you would like to provide us with some feedback or share anything with us, really, feel free to feel free to email us at motivation.mornings@gmail.com. And our Facebook page is with That's where we're posting our reminders for our webcasts each week, as well as the YouTube posts of the recordings. There's our YouTube at the bottom. Feel free to subscribe if you want notifications. If you're not able to join us live, but like to watch them later on. And there's also our Instagram, motivation_mornings_with_mm. And that's where we also post some reminders and quote images, and who knows what we'll include in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. And motivational quote.
So excited. Mm.
Here we are. We will open the book. Its pages are blank. We are going to put words on them ourselves. The book is called Opportunity, and its first chapter is New Year's Day. Edith Lovejoy Pierce.
Oh, I love it. Sorry.
Since this is our last webcast before the end of the year, I wanted to recognize that we have quite an opportunity ahead of us to, I don't know, it's a symbolic new beginning, but all the same.
But it's like it says in there, yay. Yes, Maggie, exactly. Yay, opportunity. It's just such an opportunity. This to a reminder of a new start and a new chapter, and that we do get to create our own story.
Mm-hmm.
We get to put the words in. So I just love this. Thank you so much.
You are most welcome. Enjoy. I hope everyone has a most wonderful holiday season, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, or any other. Winter solstice is coming up in a few days.
That's right.
Whatever celebrations you are doing this winter season, and I hope you have lots of love and relaxation, lots of hygge.
Yes.
So best wishes to you all, and can't wait to see you in the new year. Woo!
Yes.
Oh, I guess our next date is January 8th. I should have mentioned that.
It was perfect timing.
January 8th. Watch for us.
Yes. Yes. Happy New Year. Early New Year to you too, Maggie. And yeah, thanks. Thanks so much for the support. And yes, hope everybody just takes good, kind care this holiday season.
You bet. Awesome. All right. Take care, everybody.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.